What we done started. Look at what we done started. This the people party. Peace and love, party people, in the place to be. It's Talib Kweli, the BKMC, the MCEO. You are now tuned into another wonderful and fantastic episode of the world's best podcast, The People's Party. Always and as usual, I'm my lovely and talented and thoughtful and thought-provoking and funny co-host, Jasmin Leigh, in the place to be. What's up, Jasmin?
Woohoo!
How you feeling?
Talib, over the break, right before we started filming, I had like the best taco in the world, so I'm feeling amazing right
Okay,
now.
good.
Yeah.
Good. Well, we in California, you know they got good tacos out here. I like your t-shirt. My fans gonna really like your black t-shirt. You know they've been on you lately.
Yeah, I didn't notice. I didn't notice. But yes, I am a black queen, so I'm sporting that today.
No doubt. Well, today's guest is from California, represents California very well. He has the honor of being, so far as of today, the youngest guest we've had on People's Party.
Oh, wow.
He was born in 1997. That's the year my first single came out. So this is like a full circle moment for me. He's made an incredibly massive name for himself and been at the center of many viral moments. This young man owns the internet. He blew up with his song Respect My Crypn, which introduced his unique flow and earned a Snoop Dogg cosign. He followed that up with Tatiana, a summer anthem with Cardi and YG on the remix. There was a deal with Cash Money Records, Cash Money West Coast. There were more tracks, more videos, wild stories of a man living a true rock star life. We're gonna get into all of that on this show. So far, he has delivered 2 EPs, 2 Cocky and Dirtbag, 1 mixtape, the famous Crip mixtape, and the album Find the Beat. 3 of those released charted in the top 40 U.S. R&B, hip-hop, and Canadian charts. He also did an album with Trend, We Over Famous. Even with all that incredibly rapid output, I know he's just getting started. It's been a wild ride. His new song, TikTok, is out, and if that's any indication, he's not slowing down anytime soon. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Blueface on the People's Party. What's up, Blueface? How you feeling?
Yeah, hey. That was a hell of an introduction right there. I like that.
Well, you've earned that, bro. Like, you've been working very hard in a short period of time.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Sure.
Yes, indeed. You know what the mission is. Absolutely. It's nuts to me that you born the same year my first single came out. So the first question I want to ask is, from that era, and I know I'm reading about you, I know that you influenced by 50 Cent, The Game, Snoop Dogg, people like that. Yeah. But is there any other artists from that era that really influenced you?
No, not necessarily. Music wasn't really my thing, so I wasn't really looking at artists. I was more looking at like football players and stuff like that.
Right, because that was your shit in high school and college too, right?
Exactly.
Yes, indeed. You grew up in Mid-City, Los Angeles.
Yeah, right up the street.
That town is 45% Latino, mostly Mexican. We've had a lot of guests talk about like the Black and Latino communities and how they get along, and the East Coast is different than the West Coast. Yeah. So if you could break down the relationship between Blacks and Mexicans in LA where you was growing up.
Well, the hood I'm from, we cool with them. We grew up with them, so
right.
You know, it's hard to hate a motherfucker you grew up with before it was all, you know, political and whatnot. So my hood, we straight with them.
No doubt.
We not beefing with no Mexicans like that.
It seems like you do music with a lot of Mexican artists.
Yeah.
I just heard a song on the way, Fariana. I never heard that before.
Yeah.
That shit's dope. And Carne Asada. You had a lyric in here. I wrote this shit down.
Yeah.
Mexican plug named Jefe. Yeah. I don't fuck with paragraphs, only essays. That's a bar.
Right.
That's a bar.
Yeah,
no doubt.
That went over their head, but you got it.
It be going over their head. Like, as I'm listening to your music, you got a lot of little bars in there that go over people's heads.
Nah, for sure.
Yeah.
And it's more confusing to them, so I don't get to, the credit I deserve, but
right.
Whatever.
Okay.
I ain't going for credit,
No doubt. You got one of my favorite songs. You and OG Bobby Billions.
Oh, yeah.
I recently heard the song Outside, and there's a remix to it, right?
Yeah.
That song is, again, with the lyrics. You said, I'm a victim of the system, but a suspect to the victim. I'm in church with a loaded weapon, but I can't trust the reverend.
Yeah.
Break down that lyric for us.
Well, product of your environment is like, to them you're a suspect, but, to the environment, you're really just a victim of the environment. Mm-hmm. And then I'm in church with a loaded weapon. I can't even trust the reverend. Man, it's like, ever since I got money and fame and whatnot, it's been like a lot of funny situations with, just family, friends, closest family, closest friends. So it's kind of like shit, can't really trust nobody.
Right. You said that on the other song, Disrespectful.
Exactly. Yeah, that type of shit.
Yeah, that lyric.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nah, I really just be rapping on real, real subjects that I go through. So sometimes I might be in a funny moment where I'm just, talking hella shit, and then sometimes I might be on some deep, and
Like the outside shit.
exactly.
Yeah.
Just how I'm feeling.
I think that song showed range and depth because obviously you got songs that work in the club, obviously you got songs that work on the block.
Yeah.
But that one showed a new level. I feel like if you keep making songs like that you're gonna be unstoppable.
No, for sure. Yeah,
More unstoppable than you've already proven to be.
Exactly. That's just the beginning.
Yes. Back to Mid City. I was reading up about this city, and on the song Outside, you talk about being a fatherless child, and we all know about how not being raised with a father affects Black people disproportionately, not because we are raised with fathers less, but because we more poor.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Like, if you look at the data, Black fathers are in their life more, especially the generation who grew up without fathers, because they're like, we're not going to repeat that circle. Mid-City has the highest rate of unmarried parents in the country. And so when you look at the fatherlessness data, they count it as if you're not married, then you don't have a father.
I mean, personally, it's like, the same household thing goes a long way. Like, if your mom and dad is in the same household, it's a lot better than if it's not, because you might go years, months.
Yeah, without seeing
like, one or the other just based off living situations. So, same difference.
Yeah.
But me personally, I mean, I know my dad. I love my dad. My dad's a good dad. But different household, so I might go years, months, back and forth. And so that's how that go. But nah, I'm not a fatherless child personally.
Right. You was just rapping about the experience that people be going through.
Exactly,
Yeah. You were from Mid-City, your family settled in the Bay Area, right? Oakland area. Let's discuss Oakland's contribution to hip-hop culture, like Tupac settled down there, Black Panthers, the independent scene. How did Oakland shape you as an artist, do you feel?
I was in Oakland for like young age, probably like 3rd to 5th grade type, playing Pop Warner and whatnot. Still doing my football thing, but that's where my dad was at, so I was just going back and forth. So it was damn near like every couple years or 6 months or so, I would start a whole new life.
Right, moving a lot.
Exactly. So yeah, that's just how that went. So I mean, as far as influential, I played for the Tri-City Titans. They probably had the most impact, like, on my growth. But like I said, I wasn't like doing no music.
Right,
I wasn't
like a little kid experience.
Yeah, I wasn't on music until like 2017 maybe.
When you started in 2017, you were already back down here?
Yeah, I had left my gave up football pretty much at that point.
I'm sure you've heard comparisons to E40 with the way that you rap.
Yeah.
And that's definitely Bay Area, and even your track selection feels influenced by the Bay Area.
Nah, for sure. I'm definitely West Coast from head to toe, so I give it to them before anybody else. All the West Coast rappers.
Right. And correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of the club style of hip hop in LA really is influenced by the Bay Area right now. Is that correct?
I wouldn't say that much because, the Bay Area, they kind of get like put in a box, and it's not too many that make it outside the box, whether it's LA. Once you get to the top of the box, you making it out. So I'll probably say we might have a few more artists that's, more influential than over there.
Right.
But they definitely play a role in the West Sound.
Right. You remind me a little bit of Sugar Free too, which he more.
Oh
LA.
yeah, I got that more.
Sugar Free.
Yeah.
You ever seen that video of him rhyming where he banging on the table?
Yeah.
That's a dope ass video.
That's iconic right there. Everybody seen that.
Yeah, that connect what somebody who was more like on some pimp shit from LA to what I was doing on the East Coast, which is way different mentality wise than what Sugar Free was doing, but we was also banging on the table.
Yeah, that's a part of hip hop right there, for sure.
And we're gonna talk a little bit more about Dirtbag later, but I want to talk about some of the intro in the Stop Capping video. You got the guy at the beginning talk about your rap style. And a lot of people were saying Blueface rhyme off beat.
Yeah.
That's what they said about me when I first came out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they said that all the time. He don't rhyme to the beat. Cause I was writing in notebooks and I was writing without beats.
Yeah,
so I was trying to fit the rhymes to the beat.
Making songs,
Yeah, I learned as I got on.
It's better to write to the beat.
Yeah, but I started out that way. So when I relate to that criticism when people say that.
Yeah, I mean, I never really thought I was off beat.
Right. As far as you knew, you don't
but you know, East Coast and West Coast, we got two totally different ways of living. So a dance we do here, they gonna have their own way of doing it out there.
Right.
You know, and it's gonna be the same dance, it's just a different rhythm to it. So you gonna think it's, you know, this way or that way when really it's the same dance.
Yeah.
So that's just that though. The West Coast, they never gave me that offbeat.
Okay, that's interesting. So that whole he rhymes off beat, that wasn't West Coast. That was East Coast.
I didn't get that until
you blew up.
Yeah, exactly. Then I started getting that like feedback. Like,
that's interesting.
Yeah.
East Coast, especially New York, we could be snobs with our shit. Absolutely.
Yeah, y'all wanna like rap for I guess.
But you were playing football, and like you mentioned that you was in Pop Warner as a child.
Yeah, that was my thing.
Right, you playing, and you became like you took your team to the championships in high school, right?
Yeah.
And then you went to Fayetteville. Is that correct? Fayetteville.
Yep.
I think about you have been successful not in football. You've been successful in music, but I think about Married with Children. And Al Bundy always talk about his glory days in football. And I think about like Napoleon Dynamite, Uncle Rico talking about how he used to be in football.
Right.
I imagine you see a lot of people who still live, their best years of their life was in high school when they was doing that.
Yeah,
I imagine you see a lot of that.
For sure. I'm one of those, you know. Right. And the coaches used to tell you, but you never believed them at the time until 5 years later. You're like, damn, that was a... Life was all about football and bitches, you know. Now it's all serious, you know. Right. So yeah, I definitely missed my high school days.
Mm-hmm. Now, why did you leave college?
I was supposed to redshirt my freshman year, so I was like the same size, so I was trying to get my weight up and whatnot. And then we had a second string, so they was cool. So, the quarterback had got injured like game 2 of the season. And so they decided to put me in. I guess I might have had potential or they wanted to see something or whatnot. Me being older now, I get it. But at the time, so they put me in the next game and sat him out. And the second string was still second string. So the second game, we playing University of West Georgia. They was like one of the best D2 teams at the time or whatnot, whatever. I threw for like 170 yards, 2 touchdowns. And, you know, I did everything a true freshman could do at that time. And then the next week, they sat me back down, and he was back ready. The starter was back in, so I basically burnt my redshirt year for that one game. So it was like now I only had 3 years of eligibility for one game. So it was kind of like, it was more of a business thing, I guess, for them. Yeah. And at the time for me, it was like, nah, I'm not like you know, I'm not a business venture for you to just try me out for one game and then. You
understood your work.
We already had an agreement that this season was not gonna happen.
Right.
So they decided to just say, fuck me, throw me out there, and boom. So I burnt the year, and I didn't really like that, so I just left. I was like, nah. I was in North Carolina. It wasn't the best experience.
Wasn't popping.
It wasn't popping. It wasn't popping, but football was great. Right. Everything about that was great, but outside of that, it was like, nah.
Were you already rhyming at that point?
No, not at all.
So you came home and you went to your friend Lodiano, is that right?
No. So when I got home, I'll just break it down for you. When I got home, my mom had moved to Ohio with her husband. They had a house out there or whatnot. And my pops, he stayed in Orange County. I wasn't trying to go over there. So I was really just thugging it out, you know, from couch to couch, house to house. Getting little bullshit jobs, trying to figure it out, still doing my little street shit, you know, selling here, selling there. I was really just trying to figure it out, like really. So when I got back, I had nothing but time. So I'm doing shit, I'm trying to figure it out, I'm working, I'm street hustling, gang banging, I'm doing everything under the sun. And then in the process, I had took somebody to a show, one of my homies from my hood, I had took him to a show. He was a rapper at the time, TC 4800. So I took him, we went to the show, it was lit, had a ball, dropped him off. He left something in the car. I met him up at the studio just to bring it to him. I ended up being in the environment, so I was like, shit, let me try this out. And then I was a rapper ever since. And when I heard my voice out the speakers, I was a rapper.
It was on just like that, instant.
Instant.
Wow. And so you came up in an era where you could get on the internet and reach the masses in a way that my generation could never do. We had to go through the process of being on a label and having shit shipped out and magazines. You put out DeadLocs on SoundCloud, right? Is that the first time people paid attention to you as an artist?
Yeah, so that's how I really started. I was just on SoundCloud. I started like literally from scratch. So uploaded one song. Obviously it don't happen like that. So I just probably like my fourth song was DeadLocs.
Okay.
That was like the fourth song I ever uploaded on SoundCloud anywhere. And it just got more attention than any of the other songs. People tagging me, playing it, reposting it.
What do you think it was about that record?
It was just some LA shit.
Yeah.
Some hood LA shit that they liked. So boom, once I started noticing I got like a lot of attention from that track, I promoted it to death. So like what I did was I started pulling up to these high schools and I get on top of my car and play the song real loud, take a video of just the star power, just everybody going crazy to it. Post it on my Instagram. I did that probably like 3 times and I was just every time it was just going, like my followers, my streams.
Right.
And then Tatiana came out and then that's
guerrilla marketing style.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
So once the high schools took me there, then all the masses just followed behind.
That's old school too, because before the music industry was a place where you could make millions of dollars just off of one drop. Like that's how it used to be. Artists used to pull up to the high schools and do the sock hops and the high school dances.
Exactly.
They don't do that as much anymore, so it's good that you went back to that tactic.
Nah, yeah, people thought I was crazy. They're like, you finna do what?
Right.
You finna go to the high school? Like, no. I'm like, all right.
Right.
All right, you don't think it's gonna work? All right.
right.
I was going by myself sometimes, just me and one of my partners, and just made it happen. No microphone, no nothing. I just car stereo, turn it up.
It's just a vibe though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can you break down your name for us? Blueface, Bleed 'em?
Yeah. So Blueface was like a street name I had chose or picked, was given, whatever you want to call it. So once I was a part of the gang that I was from, that was my name. Bleed 'em was like just a term we used, hood term. Bleed 'em, ooh, bop, bleed 'em, oh shit, ooh. That just means you just stunting pretty much. So that wasn't a part of my name. My name was just Blueface. So yeah, that's how I got that name.
And do you feel being a Crip how do you feel that has shaped your career, or has it shaped your career?
If anything, it just brings more expectation than like benefiting me. Honestly, the way I see it, it's just more expectation, more limits, So it's bittersweet. It's a good and a bad thing, Certain places don't want to vibe with me because of it, and then certain places want to vibe with me more because of it. So it is what it is, I signed up.
I lived in LA for 10 years, and I worked with LA artists, Strong Arm Steady, and just a bunch of West Coast cats. And I've been participating in hip hop, and gangbanging has been involved in hip hop for so many years.
Yeah, it's a part of the culture at this point.
It's part of the culture at this point. But doing this show and talking to people, particularly from LA and from these neighborhoods, where it's like my vantage point of it has always been Hollywood. Talking to people who actually grew up in it, I've gained a new perspective. And I know the history of, gangbanging in black neighborhoods, how it started out to protect the neighborhoods from the police, interlopers, racists, other neighborhoods. But now gangbanging is always perceived to always be a problem, no matter what, in mainstream America. What's your perspective on that?
I mean, I feel like it's always gonna be problems. I feel like people is more doing it basically, just a victim of the environment. Just based on, some people just want to feel love. Everybody do it for their own reasons. Some people gangbang because they want to be a part of something. They want to have family. Some people do it for the publicity. Some people do it for the girls. Some people do it for the protection, So my personal reason, I was more influenced, I guess. I had an older brother and whatnot who was doing it like,
active
to a certain extent, to where it was just, your big brother, you always want to be like your big brother or whatnot. So, but once he had got arrested for a long time because of it and whatnot, and then it kind of, so I was always 1 foot in, 1 foot out until I just was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. I even promised my mom, I was like, I never gang, I do it. So she was all brokenhearted, but
Oh man.
I did it just for the rage. Really?
To have a place to rage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to rage a little bit, and I didn't want to rage for no reason. So it was kind of like, you know, just turned me up a little bit.
Okay.
I just wanted to be turned up a little bit.
Okay, so for you, it's energy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It wasn't for no fame or nothing, because like I said, I got this name it was my street name. I wasn't trying to be Blueface the rapper. I was trying to be Blueface, the hardest Crip to ever.
Famous Crip.
So yeah, not the famous Crip, the toughest, hardest, just to walk the streets. The famous shit just came once I started rapping.
Okay.
So I was gangbanging for probably like 2-3 years before I was rapping.
Okay.
The real kind, like not on Instagram.
Not Instagram flagging.
Like
real
I
shit.
probably had like 300 followers on Instagram. Like I wasn't trying to be lit on Instagram or none of that. I was just, this is what it was, you know. This is just where life brought me, and somehow, some way, you know, it took me there. So
It did, and it created a situation where you create this song, Respect My Crypn.
yeah, you know, it all plays a role. Like I said, my music is all about my state of mind at the time, or where I'm at, or how I'm doing.
What was your life like when that video went viral in 2018?
At that time, I was in between rapper and gang member.
Okay.
So it was like, I said, then the expectation thing came with it. That's when the expectations came at that time. Now I'm a known gang member to everybody's face. So everybody, you know, when I come out, when I'm walking around, everybody wants to see is he turned up? Is he a bitch?
Trying to test
you. Exactly. So I found myself doing a lot more fighting, a lot more, you know, just defending myself and whatnot, and I was doing it. So that's why I was like, you're gonna have to respect it. Like I'm not going, that's not going like that at all.
Right.
So like I was doing this before that. Don't try to put me into one of those categories of I was a rapper turned gangbanger. No, I was a gangbanger turned rapper. It's a difference.
Yeah.
It's a big difference.
Yeah.
When you just a gangbanger, don't nobody care about you. You gotta fend for yourself, fight for yourself. All of that.
What about fans who don't know shit about gangbanging, but maybe feel like they wanna jump in and start commenting on shit because they're a fan of yours?
I feel like real gang members know not to even partake in that type of stuff, because you know the real ones is not really on Instagram in the comments going back and forth with nobody. You know what I'm saying? So half the time we don't even see that type of shit. So it's really just trollers arguing with trollers or fans arguing with haters.
Right.
But I don't even have no comment for them. Nobody heavily in the streets is giving them any type of attention.
Let's talk about your relationship with Snoop Dogg. How has he factored into your creative life? And we always get a lot of love for Snoop Dogg here. And can you also attest to him being the godfather or dogfather of rap for the LA rappers?
No, for sure. Snoop is like a West Coast legend, you know, as far as Crip artists that has, you know, went past the surface. He's definitely one of the people who paved the way, so that he always get the utmost respect. You know, he's a mogul at this point, role model, just somebody you can say, oh, I want to take it there. So he's a West Coast legend for sure, and he's a living West Coast legend. So
he survived.
Exactly. So it's like he's like a goal.
Right, and he's a known Crip and did gangster rap and is now doing Corona and queso commercials. So it just really shows you that you can
it's possible.
do whatever.
It's possible, man. Can't nobody stop this shit.
He got in his street bag on your record though.
Yeah, no, he did his thing. I was one of Snoop Dogg's best.
It's hard.
Recent verses.
Yeah, it's hard verse. And the video was dope too, with y'all at the
compound.
Compound.
Shout out Uncle Snoop, man.
Yeah,
he's a dog for sure.
Now you let us know just now that like people who really on that shit don't be checking for the social media shit. But also as an artist and as a businessman, you've been very, very good in how you've navigated the social media, how you navigated, you know, I know that we're going to talk about TikTok in a second, but you posted a challenge on Instagram back in the day for your fans to decide which high school you were going to visit. Is that the same situation you were talking about?
That's what I'm talking about.
Am I correct to say that that situation helped you get on the radar of Birdman and Cash Money?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Okay.
I definitely marketed myself better than I've seen anybody else do it. Like literally solely off my own self, my own ideas, my own resources. And that's really what's got me this far. Nobody knew who I was. It wasn't like I'm related to Birdman or Wack or
no nepotism.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I literally just picked this rap thing up one day and literally exercised it every day for a year straight.
That's a good way to look at it.
And after that year of exercising, I was strong. So
Yeah.
obviously, you know, I'm drawing more attention. So that's how that played out. I didn't have no ties, nobody know one. I didn't even know who Wack was when he hit me up. Like he DM'd me, I seen his DM. I'm like,
so you met Wack through a DM?
Exactly, yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
so he DM'd me and I'm like, I don't know why this guy with all this red is looking for me, but I guess we'll see when we see. Like, but he was more on some business stuff, you know. But at the time, I wasn't on no business stuff, so I'm like, why is he looking for me?
Right.
So that's how that played out. Yeah, and then he came. I went to him. I met with him some studio around here. He came to this show I had in the IE, and this one I was like super thugging. I'm doing shows in backyards, like scary backyards that you probably wouldn't even like. No, I'm not gonna go to this party.
Right.
So he came with me to one of those, and I was on a chair, performing on a chair,
Standing on a chair.
I'm standing on the chair, and they going crazy. So from that day on, we locked in.
How's it been working with Wack?
Oh man, he's probably one of the best managers, ironically, that you could find, just because he's not just managing music. You feel me? He's actually managing your lifestyle, your habits, your credit, your license, you know? So when I met him, I ain't had no license, no passport, no credit. You know, he just showed me how to get my credit right. He showed me how to get my license back. He showed me how to, you know, finance things, and it's better to do it this way than that way. So he's been more of a mentor than a manager.
Wow.
That's a good situation.
So yeah, that's the best thing for you know, somebody who's gonna actually guide you instead of just managing what's coming to you.
That's a partner you need.
Exactly. So that's why we still going, and we on other business ventures. While y'all still thinking I owe him or he owe me, we over here doing boxing matches and all type of shit.
Yeah, I
so.
see.
Right. Well, when I found out about you was Tatiana, more so the remix with Cardi and YG.
Yeah.
Do you feel by doing that song that it opened you up to a new audience that may not have known your gangbanging classics?
Definitely 100%. Now that was a play from Wack. He used his resources. So when I met him, I already had all these songs out. Tatiana was already a song. It was out for a year. West Coast loved it. They ate it up already, you know. So once I signed with him, he pretty much already had a plan, you know. He already had a play, like, you know, I'm going to do this, do that, do this, do that. And boom, this is what's going to happen. And as soon as I signed my name on that dotted line, that's exactly what he did. And that's how we here today talking, so.
And you performed with Cardi, because she performed that song at her Fashion Nova release, right? Yeah.
Yeah, me and Cardi, we've killed a couple stages.
I like that song. That's definitely the song to put you on my radar as well.
Nah, for sure, everybody's, you know.
Yeah. After that, or soon after that, you had this record, The Next Big Thing. In this record, it seemed like in this record you was responding to some of the criticisms. Like now you starting to like, you in the shit for real.
Yeah.
And now it's starting to affect you a little bit. And was that like a response to everything you was going through?
No, Next Big Thing was I was back in my independent time.
Oh, so was that before?
Yeah, no, it was like after. But like I said, Tatiana was out for a year before the remixes and whatnot. So within that year, I already had at least 10 to 12 songs out independently that I was funding and shooting the videos for.
You was just doing drops, whether you had an album attached to it or not.
I was just promoting myself, you know. So I was always dropping music, writing music. So no, that was just me proclaiming that I'm the next big thing.
Okay.
Before I was the next big thing.
Right.
So that's the crazy.
Manifest destiny. I'm putting it out into the atmosphere.
Literally. And then that song kind of popped once I got the notoriety, people start fucking with that song. That was one of my funnier songs. I like that song.
Your EP Dirtbag was also a success, and it was around the same time the world found out you were involved in a throuple. So, can you take me through the process of the EP and the throuple?
The throuple, as in like what, my altercation I had at that time?
No, you were not in a relationship with 2 women.
Okay,
I never heard this word throuple before.
You've never heard throuple? Do you not watch Shameless?
I do.
It was on there. It's on everywhere.
I only got to season 7. Maybe they had throuples after that.
So yeah, I had a 2-way relationship going on at the time. It didn't start off as that. They just both loved me so much that they were down to be with me together but separately. Oh. So it was like one of those things where I just got tired of lying to you about you and you. So I'm just like, yo.
Man, that's a lesson I ain't learned until you 24. I ain't learned that lesson until after 40.
Yeah, no.
Don't lie to women. Yo.
Stop lying. Women already know. We know everything.
I already learned that at like 20. So I'm like, all right, fuck it. I'm not finna lie no more.
We taught, though. We taught that we should be lying to women, though.
Yeah, to care about their feelings and whatnot.
Yeah.
So.
Deion Cole, who I think we interviewing today, you should watch his special. His last special is called Cold Hearted. And what you just said, he say that almost verbatim in a special.
Yeah.
He was like, yo, you ever just ask her? You ever just be honest and just tell her what it is and ask her if it's okay? So you might be surprised at the answer.
As a woman, I can attest for myself and most of my friends that they do want to be told the truth. And most times when you ask, they want the honesty more, because it's like, if you tell me something that's honest but it hurts my feelings, at least I can know I can fuck with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Rather than you lying for no, and then I know anyway. So either way, now I know you're a liar, and I already knew what I was asking you in the first place. So
yeah, it's kind of 2 sides to it. Mm-hmm. Some women,
it's everything.
Yeah, it's 2 sides to it.
Just don't tell them they're fat.
Some women prefer to, are more accepting of the lies.
That is true.
Than the truth, and then some women are more accepting of the truth than the lies. So it just depends on really that individual. Because I didn't have it backfire on me. Like now, I'm the asshole because I'm too honest.
Right.
And he's the good guy because he's better at hiding. Right. You feel me? His other bitches and shit. Mm-hmm. But so it works both ways.
Right.
You know what? But the thing is not to volunteer unneeded information. It's just to tell the truth when the information
is asked. That's what I'm saying.
You see,
that's the difference.
Called lying by omission.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. You feel me? So it gets confusing sometimes.
Just don't be volunteering.
Women
truth.
Claim they want the truth until the truth hurts.
Yeah.
And they're like, I wish you should have just lied.
Speaking of dirtbag.
Oh yeah. So I named it dirtbag because at the time I was a dirtbag. Yeah.
I was a dirtbag too in college. It was one of my.
At that time in my life, I was a dirtbag, and not even just dirtbag as far as women. I was a dirtbag just as far as being more maybe selfish and being just like
Well, you said honesty is the best policy, right?
Yeah. Exactly. So that's what made me the asshole.
Right. I'm gonna be honest about who I am.
Too honest. So yeah.
You always been ill with the visuals. Make sure the visuals match the vibe of the song. Yeah. Bleed It from Dirtbag, directed by Cole Bennett. What's that working relationship like?
Okay, so Cole, he was another one of those people that noticed me before everybody else noticed me. He had been DMing me trying to work and whatnot, but at this time, I was too street mentality, so I wasn't even responding to no musical. I wasn't taking no musical type of advice or criticism or nothing. I was just make something, put it out, video. Y'all either gonna like it or y'all gonna hate it. Fuck who's trying to work with me, who's DMing me. So that was actually, it took me signing and then getting with people who he could actually get in touch with to be like, yo, let's do it for real. So that's how that worked.
Okay.
So he shot Tatiana, the remix, the first remix. So that's how that started.
Okay.
He shot the first remix with YG. And then from there on, we was just like, shit, we work good together, man. Yeah. Like, you a fresh, new name for the videographer thing. I'm a fresh new name, so we just going,
yeah.
And that's how it worked out.
Now, you as somebody who, from what I could tell, always tries to maintain your ties to community. Yeah. So even though you might rap about fly, fancy shit, you also trying to look out for the working class people, poor people. A while back, you were criticized for you went to Skid Row and you threw money out to homeless people, and people thought that the way in which you did it was dehumanizing, like the optics of it.
Right.
Does it feel strange to be living out your dreams and seeing so many people are not able to pursue their dreams? And do you feel differently or the same about the criticism you receive for the optics of that situation?
Not at all. That's something I would do today. I just feel like once you're the bad guy, that overrides, you know, all the good you do. So I was just, you need people like me.
Yeah, you
Point the
owning that.
finger at it and say, that's the bad
That's the
guy.
bad
right
guy.
there.
That's the bad.
Right.
So
Scarface
that's just one of
bars.
them things, man. Like, I can
Yeah.
go out and feed 100 cats. If one gets less food than the other, that's going to be the focal point instead of I fed 100 cats. So that's just how that plays out. The villain. I'm a villain to the industry. But the more I grow, the more it's more accepting, though. I know there's more perceptions and
I think because you are very
Change.
transparent with your time and your energy, and you're
Exactly.
letting people in. They're like,
Yeah.
okay, they seeing different parts of your personality, as opposed to what they think a gangbanger is, what
Yeah.
they think a rapper is.
exactly.
And you know what? They make throwing money seem so dehumanizing because they think strippers are supposed to feel dehumanized when they're not. They're enjoying themselves, most of them going to work. So throwing money, like, it's kind of like a fun thing too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
when you're in the club and someone's throwing money, or it's your friend's birthday and you throw money on them, it's like a celebration
Yeah,
type
it's
of
like
thing.
a
So it's
parade,
like different perspectives that you
Hip
can
hip
take.
parade. I don't know why they was mad at that. Shit.
Well, let me ask you, since you was there, none of the people who was criticizing you was there, right? So let me ask you,
Oh, no, yeah.
what was the vibe like from the people when you was there?
I was all love. They was thanking me, because I didn't just throw money. I brought them pizza and waters and stuff.
Yeah, and
So
they didn't tell
was
that
just-
part of the story.
That was just the icing on the cake. Look, y'all full? All right. You feel me? And
Right.
it's better that way. You get the opportunity to get more than $1, more than $5. It's, how much you can pick up. So it was more of a fun thing. I got nothing but thank yous and love yous and you the mans.
Right.
Nobody out there was like, why are you doing that like that?
That speaks to how people who are progressive and academic sometimes miss the point if they not right there on the ground
Yeah,
to
exactly.
see why things are happening.
And that's half the social media right
Yeah.
now. That's how it's all working right now as far as socials. If they wasn't there to see it, they don't believe it. If it wasn't on video, they don't believe it.
Right.
And if it's on video,
Then that's absolute truth to them,
yeah,
even with a deep fake.
exactly.
Some
Yeah.
videos why you had to record it.
Now, we spoke about your lyric from Disrespectful, where you referenced the disagreement you had with your mother and your sister
Yeah.
over the living situation.
Right.
There was a lot of drama around that. People said you kicked your family out your house. You rapped about it. Was it hard to have your personal life put on blast like that?
No, not really. I mean, it happens to every artist. Every artist has that moment where, because there's so many eyes watching, that everything is being put under a microscope instead of being seen for what it really is, and it's being dissected. You making something else out of it. And so it's just one piece that you dissected. Now it's a fucking pizza. And really,
Right.
it was just this one piece. You feel me?
Right.
If this one piece didn't go left,
Right.
it wouldn't be a piece of pizza right now. It would just still be one piece. So at that time, I was more disappointed in my family than the internet. For trying to put me on blast, because it was more of them putting me on blast than the socials. That was more of like an internal type thing.
That was meant to be a family situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was more disappointed in them than what the internet made of it.
Yeah. I noticed that with you, a lot of things, stories get put out there, and then you be like, look, this is the real story. And they missed all that context.
Yeah. Because I always tell the real story. It's not one clip or any quote or anything anybody could pull up that I capped about.
Right.
Song, lyric, anything. I've never had that on my resume. So
Word.
remember that.
RIP to Pop Smoke. How did that news hit you? And can you describe the LA checking in process and what that means?
See, me and Pop, we were supposed to do something that same night. We were supposed to link up in the studio and make a track. But I guess he was having a party or something, and he did an interview earlier, so he flaked on me pretty much. So yeah, that's crazy to say. That was like, damn, if we would have just went through with the studio, man, you would still
be here.
Yeah, but it's not really about checking in. It's just about like knowing somebody, you know. Somebody, like, it don't even got to be a gang member. It could be it could be a nerd. But you know, this nerd will tell you this street is not the street and this street is not the street. Cause little do y'all know, I think y'all safe right here. The people of that my hood beef with is literally right lights down from here. So it's like, you feel me? Like, yeah, so like if you're not from here, it all looks, beautiful, palm trees and all this and that. But weird thing about LA is like the hood is close. Like, it's one light away, one street away, and you won't know if you don't have no tour guide, you don't have nobody that's from here. So it's not even about checking in with some higher up person. It's more about just knowing somebody, having a tour guide. How about that?
That's good advice for life. That just don't only apply to the hood. That's just doing your homework or wherever you go.
That was my point. I don't even use
it. Got misconstrued. People were emotional about Pop Smoke's passing away at the time, and I think people misconstrued what you were trying to say, because I think that's good life advice.
I didn't even use checking in as a word personally, but it's just it's common sense.
Yeah, it's common sense.
If you you can't survive in the ocean if you don't know any fish.
That's right.
You're gonna drown. You don't know about the ocean. You don't know.
Right.
You feel me? They're gonna have to teach you how to fin.
That's right. That's right.
Same difference. That's all I meant by it. R.I.P. to him though, man. That was a big loss.
Yes, R.I.P. to Pop Smoke. Brooklyn took that very hard.
And he, like I said, the hood is close. He wasn't even in a bad area.
Yeah, he was in the hills, right?
The hood is close.
Hood is close.
Very close.
They can get to the hills. You have, through statements you made, become like the Wilt Chamberlain of hip hop. Because Wilt Chamberlain said an astronomical amount of women that he slept with.
Oh, okay.
And so you was like, I slept with 1,000 women. And you even make fun of saying it in the TikTok video.
Yeah.
Where did that start? What made you put that out into the atmosphere?
I don't know. I guess I was too honest. One of those things. I guess too honest shit. I don't fucking know. Like I said, I just be what it is. What you feel me? It is what it is.
That's that rock star shit. That's rock star shit.
Wait, so are you having a ticker counting, or this is just an exaggeration? I mean,
it might be an exaggeration, but it's not that far of an exaggeration. It's an exaggeration, of course.
I meant an estimation
for the time
actually.
period. For the time period, and
Word.
It might be an exaggeration for the time period.
You guys know I'm a reality show freak. I used to actually love Bad Girls Club. And you have a Blueface BGC on OnlyFans. So can we talk about the criticism you received for the girls in the bunk beds incident?
It's another bad guy situation,
The villain again.
Yeah, I'm the villain. I don't know if you guys seen American Next Top Model. They were on bunk beds. These are models. So why, when I put some regular females that are not models, that are probably nowhere near even have them type of aspirations, mindset, goals, anything, in bunk beds, what's the problem with that?
Again, that was a situation where I saw the story because it went viral, and that shit looked crazy to me, and I researched it, and I saw your explanation. I'm like, well, they blew this out of proportion.
I think that because they were not like being held and being forced to put on bunk beds, and they chose to be put on bunk beds, or they chose to stay, then it's like whatever. But I'm a person that's always on the Shade Room. I'm not a troll. I don't comment, but I analyze every situation. And so when at first glance on a lot of these things, it does look like, what the fuck? He put them in bunk beds? But then when you sit and you think about it, like a logical person, it's like,
I'm funding 14 women for 3 weeks.
Right, bunk beds is actually a very frugal and efficient choice.
I'm paying for their lifestyles and their habits and conditions for 3 weeks, and y'all worried about the bunk beds? The hell, them bunk beds, you know how much it costs for them bunk beds?
I never went shopping for bunk beds.
I have bunk beds.
You got to buy the mattress too.
Oh my God.
I know how much mattresses
For those of you who don't know, you got to buy the mattress.
You don't want no cheap mattress.
The bunk bed doesn't come with the mattress, baby. I spent $8,000 in bunk beds.
You the only nigga besides America's Next Top Model spent $8,000 in bunk beds.
Exactly.
But I don't think Tyra showed the bunk beds.
Oh, you want me to pull it up?
Oh, okay, then she did. I
made a post already.
Oh, you already?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm not. I don't remember seeing. I've watched America's Next Top Model, but again, they're not being held captive.
No, yeah, it's only 3 weeks. You know, they're signing up. It's really a great thing for me and them. You know, I get to learn more about women and how y'all live and how y'all operate, and they get to learn more about themselves.
And what have you learned?
Women are petty.
People are petty. A lot of petty niggas too.
Women are a different kind of petty.
Okay.
For women, it could be a look. It could be a hair flip, a shoulder roll, like, you know.
Different codes they operate.
Yeah, it's what's like very small codes. Like, wow, you really mad about that? Like, why are you? Like, this is why you want to kill this girl?
Right.
So yeah, it's way different. Women are petty. Women are very, like, you know, sneaky.
Let's give you an opportunity to be the good guy. What have you learned that's positive about women since living in such close quarters with these girls?
What's positive about women?
Yeah,
I
what
mean,
positive
there's tons of
things have you
positive
learned?
things about women. You know, they seem, well, the ones I'm going for are like, not going for, but the ones that are usually make it are not the best, maybe the best
Representation.
Yeah, maybe not the best representation.
They're coming out of like
their own
desperate situations.
their own situations. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, if anything, that experience is making them a better woman, because they're seeing how they don't want to be. So it's like this: if you put 10 women in a room together, they're all gonna initially be friendly, right? They're all gonna initially be, oh my God, I love you, you're my bitch, blah, 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 right? All that shit, right? But as time goes on, they can actually see how that's not how you're supposed to be.
I mean, I do feel like that's for anybody. I saw this
But women have it bad. Like, women will meet another woman and have like a deep intellectual conversation about like their deep, darkest secrets. For no reason. Like, how did you even get on this topic with this girl? Like, you never heard that? Like, women will talk about, like...
Oh, yeah. I mean, in my own life,
They will get around each other and just start telling each other, like, crazy stuff about themselves.
I have situations with women in my life, like women I'm involved with or women I work with, and they all start hanging out, and then somebody bring me some shit a year later about conversations they all been having that I wasn't involved in. I'm like, wait, y'all all got each other's phone number and all been having these conversations?
This is not me, guys, just so y'all know.
No, like, all women do it.
It's not just a women thing. I know men.
I mean, men do it.
I get what you're saying,
but
though.
That's like a bitch thing now for men. Men is just doing a lot of yipping.
Women are naturally friendly, and they naturally look for things in common with other women, because it's like, it makes you feel more comfortable when you're around somebody. You're like, oh, well, we have the same shoes. Let me go be friends with her.
Yeah, all marginalized people do that, though. I know if you a black dude and you walk in a room. If you walk in a room and you see a black dude, he the only black dude in the room, in a white situation, you might give him the nod or give him a little solidarity.
Yeah.
I think that's why women do that. Give each other a little solidarity.
Right.
But they go too far. Too far. They'll start talking about their man's man, their friend.
All this information.
Yeah, it's like, why are you just met her? Y'all finna be arguing about this shit a week later. It's gonna be all on the internet. She's gonna tell everybody.
Well, it is reality TV, and for reality TV, you look for a specific type of personality that's going to be open and talk to people and share.
But that's like not the way to be. At least for me, I don't agree with that type of living, because you always gonna lose. Always gonna lose.
You went from sparring with YK Osiris on the internet, that went viral, to actually jumping in the ring. You said you and Wack were making these moves.
Yeah.
When I first saw the fight, I'm not, Jasmin is on TikTok, I'm not.
Okay.
So when I first saw the fight, first heard about it, I'm like, why is Blueface beating up TikTokers? Why is he doing this? And then and then the TikTok song dropped. I was like, oh, this nigga smart. That's what it is. I peeped it. Was that part of what you was doing?
So me and YK Osiris, that was just for kicks and giggles. He called me like, yo, let's box.
Right.
I'm not turning nothing down. And then this situation was just, I had met a promoter at a boxing match, and I guess he just he saw the future. He like, you want to box? And shit, I'm like, yeah, how much they paying? He like, I'm like, all right. He like, who you want to box? I'm like, it don't even matter. Shit, y'all paying now, just sign me up. Right. Whoever want to box, get boxed.
Right.
So, boom, it went like that. Then a week later, he called me like, yo, this guy wants to box you. He's down. Like, bet. Set it up. Give me a date, time, place, and it's gone. So that's how that went. I didn't choose him. I didn't know who he was, what he did. He could have been a fucking karate kid.
Did he have any boxing experience, this guy, Kane?
I have no idea. Some people was talking some martial arts stuff, but I don't know.
So you didn't even do no research on him to see what his... You just went in there with your skill set?
Yeah. No, I just was...
You said, don't fall for the okie dokie, you got to be the okie dokie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, like I said, I've been in plenty of street fights, and, you know, it's not always about, you know, who's got technique. I don't want to say technique. It's not all about who's you know, who's won the most fights or who's fought the most. It's more or less about it's more of a mind game, you know, when you fight it. It's like if you're not mad, you got a better chance at winning the fight.
That's right. Not mad, not in anger. You got a better chance at winning at anything in life. Yeah, word up. This dude, Jonathan Parra, who jumped in the ring. Did you get any more information on what that was?
No, I have no idea. I was tired as hell. I'm ready to go back to the locker room. They like, yo, let's do this interview. They hand me this drink. I'm literally hanging on to the dude who's the white dude. He's the one who did the event, so I'm hanging on to him like, let's get this over with. I'm tired.
Right.
This guy just come up like, fight me right now. Let's fight. I'm like, oh damn.
So it's like internet clout fame shit.
Yeah, you know.
It's funny because I was watching the fight and the announcers, and this is how I know that we from different generations because the way that you get famous is different.
Yeah.
The announcers kept saying, this is going viral fame, internet fame. And I'm like, yo, that shit is, at least to them announcers, that's very important.
Yeah.
And then some dude try to capitalize on the fame that y'all had. And they kept calling him a fan, which it was offensive to me because I was like, who's this person a fan of? To come and do this shit.
So yeah, he just jumped in the ring with his phone, like, fight me. First time he said it, I'm like, that's why I was smiling. I'm like, then he kept saying it, so I just mushed his ass. Like, man, watch out.
The most disrespectful thing you can do to somebody is a mush.
After I mushed him, he came back, so I'm like, all right, fuck it. Yeah, he want to fight.
Ain't no rest for the weary.
Yeah, so...
I love your response to Jake Paul's diss. Do you think that back and forths like that means a fight between you guys are inevitable? And do you think celebrity boxing is going to be sticking around for a while?
No, I don't think it's inevitable. I don't think that forces a fight between us. I just think that he should just, you know, check himself, you know, before everybody else has to, and it becomes a thing where it's like he's obviously wrong because it's the same thing, bro. You coming from an entertainment side to a boxing side.
Yeah, you pointed that out. I like the way you handled that because he was trying to troll for attention, and you didn't let him troll. No, you responded in a way that shut him down.
Yeah, I don't do no trolling. I just speak actual factuals. Same thing with 6ix9ine. I'm not playing games with you, man. I'm finna pull up real documents. I'm finna speak on real topics, and that's how that's gonna go. Cause trolling shit is that shit's gonna last 24 hours. This real shit I'm about to say is some shit.
That's forever shit.
Everybody's finna come up to you and ask these questions.
Are you that guy?
Yeah, you're gonna be exposed. Trolling is...
that's a guy whose name I don't like his name to even come up on the show. But it's funny when it does. It's just different. But is there any truth to the rumor that you and Wack are trying to set up a fight between you and 6ix9ine?
Oh yeah, I would love to.
Okay.
I don't think he would sign up for that in a million years, but Wack might be able to get him to I don't know, be down for it, but I don't see him facing off with me. And I don't see too many rappers boxing or fighting.
Willie D came up boxing. I just watched Willie D boxing Melly Mel on the internet from 20 years ago. That might have been the first rapper boxer.
Nah, but as far as her question, like, do I think, would you say rappers boxing or something will be a thing? It won't. These rappers do not want to fight, box, show their any type of. They don't want to show, like, you know, that would be exposing them.
So your new song that's out, TikTok, You're showing off some acting abilities. How do you feel about TikTok influencers? And I know that you're already loved on TikTok, but did you feel like that was the reason why you had to give them a song, or it was just something you wanted to do?
No, it was just something I created in the studio. I see myself as a TikTok influencer, honestly, because TikTok is where it's at for me.
Yeah.
For me, at least, I done had tons of songs blow up off TikTok. Hell, even my last song, Outside Better Days with OG Bobby, that song blew up on TikTok.
shit.
I had just uploaded it, right? So that's what happened. I wanted to put it out in last Christmas. But my manager like, no, just wait. I paid for the video. I flew this nigga down here, let him stay in my house till we did the video and all that. So that was really like my little
Your baby.
Yeah, like my little project that I invested in. So I'm like, all right, I'll listen. I wait. I waited so long they put out the Mo 3 version. Right. I'm so mad. I'm like, bro, no offense to Mo 3 or anything, but now what am I supposed to do?
Okay.
He didn't put out a version of the song already with somebody else. So now for me to overdo that, I gotta like jump through a bunch of hoops instead of, I had the lane already. Before he even passed away, I was already finna make this move. So I put it out. Empire took it down. Put the video up. They took it down. They copyrighted me, all that shit, right? This is crazy how it worked, because after I put it out, now they heard it already. Now it's already a leaked track. So Shazam, it go number 14 on Shazam. TikTok started making dumb videos to it. Now we want to put it out.
Right.
Now Empire like, yo, let's do it. Let's put it out. Let's put a marketing budget. Let's. But if I didn't do that, this song would be fucking dust. They would have just let it go.
Yeah.
So that's how that worked out. TikTok is broke the song, honestly.
Yeah, that's vision right there. I think you understand exactly what TikTok is for, and you use it in the right way the artist should be using it.
Yeah.
I mean, even though I'm not a TikToker, but even when I study how you approach TikTok, I'm like, maybe I could learn from that.
No, yeah, TikTok is definitely, because it's no trolls on there yet. Right there, it's just all love. People that's following you are actually fans of you and actually want to,
Didn't you say there was some sort of black boycott?
Oh yeah, I think it's over now. But the black creators were boycotting because the white creators were just taking their dances and stuff and not giving them any credit. And they're making like millions of dollars and stuff, or thousands, whatever. And the black creators are like not making anything when they're the ones that actually come up with all of the viral challenges.
Yeah, this is true. I don't see how that's anybody's fault, though. That's just an influential thing, And this generation's all about influence. Whoever's got the most influence will be.
And white people going to have the most influence.
I think that I can see that it's not anybody's fault, but I do think that the white TikTokers that are popular, they know where these dances are coming from.
What are they supposed to do? Be
so
like,
just
oh my God, thank you for making this dance.
Nah, they don't got to do that.
Them some money.
No, they don't have to do any of that. All they have to do is simple, original idea and put the person's tag. I think that's like the least they can do.
But I mean, once one person does it and it goes so far, it's like the person who made it is forgotten about.
Yeah, I mean, the rule in comedy and the rule in hip hop is, well, whoever blow up first, not whoever created first.
Yeah.
Which is unfair.
Everything's been redone already. Everything's been done.
When you sign up for social media, I know everybody doesn't read the terms and agreements, whatever, but they own your shit anyway.
That's
so
right.
it's like once you're putting it out there, it's someone else's. So you don't have to ask anybody's permission for something they created on there. But is it cool to do? Yes. To throw them a little bone, it is. But, you don't have to.
Yeah. I mean, you should never really do nothing for credit anyway.
Seen and heard.
Like gangbanging, I shouldn't start just shooting people or fighting people for credibility of this person or that person. I should do it because I want to do it, because I feel passionately enough or solely enough that it has to be done.
That's accountability.
Exactly.
Yeah, again, I'm not on TikTok, but I saw the Moonwalk in Calabasas video. And that shit, like with DDG, the part where he's doing the dance with the girl and he does the moonwalk away, I'm like, that, I got it then. I'm like, I can see why people fuck with this shit.
Yeah, the TikTok,
Yeah. I noticed in your videos, and y'all drinking a lot of Hennessy.
Yeah.
Y'all drink like 50-year-old men.
We was going up that day. We definitely was.
I used to drink Hennessy.
Hennessy isn't good.
I was telling them that when I first started rapping and getting money in rap, I was just drinking Hennessy all the time.
Yeah.
And I got married, and our director Steve, he got married recently, and if you ever been married, it's a very expensive thing. That shit costs a lot of money, bro.
Yeah.
And I had a relationship with Hennessy, so they were like, "Look, we're gonna give you all the liquor for your wedding. You just gotta take a picture with a bottle of Hennessy."
Yeah.
And I did, and then that picture went viral. And double.
I think it's where you're cupping it like a baby.
I mean, if you ever been married, look, I dare anybody to say they're gonna turn down a liquor sponsor to help pay for the wedding, and bring the alcohol. And that picture went viral, and then people was mad at me because as a conscious rapper, they were like, "How could you have your wedding sponsored by Hennessy?"
I mean, Hennessy is not a non-conscious drink, but it also, who decided that Hennessy was like the drink of our culture? Like it's really not that good, and
It's
you feel like
available
shit
in the
the
hood.
next
That's
day.
what it is. It's a fine cognac, VSOP fine cognac that's available in every hood. So it's like when you first start getting on and get like you're like, well, let me get that Hennessy. Then you move to the Remy.
I think it's more of the feeling it gives you.
It gets you drunk.
Yeah.
It makes you
break
Henny's
it
like
down to the
Henny's on
rudiments.
the level of tequila.
It fuck you up.
I would put Hennessy as like a downer.
Really?
I say tequila is more of an upper. You drink some
for
tequila,
sure.
you more of a turned up. You drink some Hennessy, you like you with whatever, you down.
They call it dark liquor for a
you
reason.
down.
They say
You like,
anything.
who
Wait,
is that? What are you
anything's
looking at?
possible.
Like, you might want to fight,
Right.
You can fight off Hennessy. You can't
That's
fight
why I
off.
stopped
No,
drinking.
tequila's a fight
You
off.
can't fight off tequila. You're gonna be like,
But
Look,
then you'll be fighting just not well.
yeah, exactly. No, Hennessy.
I'm gonna say it like this: everybody who keep drinking, and by the way, for people who are sober, I congratulate you. You're doing a good job. But for people who keep drinking, you go from the cognacs and the vodkas and tequila. Everybody ends up at whiskey at some point.
Yeah, I like Hennessy. Yeah.
He said, "I like Hennessy."
Had to
do
end my
anything.
whiskey life.
You can fuck, you can fight. Sleep.
It's dope that you opened up the restaurant in Santa Clarita, Bluefish and Soul. That's a dope move, man.
Appreciate that. Bro.
Walk us through how you got to that move.
So I was doing some business in Miami or whatnot, and I had drove my car to the airport. I parked in valet. I was out there for like a week. So when I got back, I went to the valet to get my car. They're like, "Yo, we don't got your car. I don't know where it's at. It's not in the parking space that it's supposed to be in or whatever. We ain't got no slip. We ain't got nothing. You never parked there. Fuck you." So I'm like, "All right, that's how y'all doing it? All right, bet." So the little airport police came in there. Now they finding shit. Now, his name is here. Okay.
Sounds like they tried to steal it.
That's what I thought too, but it could have just been a misunderstanding or whatnot, I guess somebody had broken into their box and vandalized all the cars and stole stuff out of all the cars, but they decided to drive off in mine. So they was joyriding my car pretty much while I'm on out of town. So when I get back, police do their thing. Come to find out my car is at an impound lot because I guess they got pulled over, but the car wasn't reported stolen, so they just walked away, and my car went to the impound. So I'm like, damn, I ain't got no car. I had my G-Wagon. It was in the shop though, so I'm carless. I got 2 cars, but right now I'm stranded. I'm like, what the fuck? I got too much money for this shit. I thought this part of life, but I thought I should not be going through this.
Right.
So I'm like, fuck it. I'm finna go buy a new car. So I went to the Mercedes dealership down the street from the my restaurant now. I'm like, damn, I'm hungry. I ain't ate. I had this badass day. So I went into that restaurant. As soon as I hop in line, he was like, yo, hey, we finna sell it. Somebody finna come buy it tonight. You asked me about it because I eat there sometimes. And we ready. I'm like, all right, shit. Let me check my account real quick.
Right.
Yes.
Call my
So
account.
yeah, so boom, I had the dough. I'm like, you know what? Call them, tell them, never mind. I'm gonna give you a little something extra. Let's get it going. That's how that came about. So I got my car stolen, went to buy a new car,
End up with a restaurant.
ended up with a restaurant and a car.
That's some bullshit right there.
Yeah, that's literally how all my business endeavors go though. Like even the OnlyFans show and whatnot. It's just like shit'll happen, and then like I had a video shoot where I had a bunch of strippers fighting at my house. On accident. I didn't make them fight or nothing.
That was the one during COVID?
Yeah.
That went viral too.
So,
yeah, because it was during COVID. And like,
Exactly.
where are their masks?
Exactly. So that inspired the BGC OnlyFans thing. You feel me? Because they went so viral, and I'm like, okay, I like this type of shit. All right, bet. OnlyFans, boom. Let's do it for real, though. Let's move all the women in, and boom. So that's how that idea came about.
It's organic. And I like the fact that you are using that platform for how you want to use it, as opposed to a lot of people just use it in a way where they get taken advantage of the platform. But it seems like you getting the most out of the platform.
Yeah, it's going right to me, baby. It's going right.
Tell me if I'm saying her name right. Krishan Rock.
Yeah.
And she is somebody you met through this OnlyFans situation?
Exactly.
Yeah.
She was on the show the first season.
She's incredible, bro.
Yeah, no.
I didn't know anything about her. I'm listening to your music. You know, checking shit out. I knew your hit singles, but I was like, let me get more involved in this artist so I can interview him properly. Right. And I start seeing the Krishan videos and start seeing what she's doing. I never seen no shit like this in this era.
Yeah. No,
it's like she's doing brand new shit.
Yeah, she's my young prodigy right now. I kind of see a lot of the way I came up in her. You know, it's just different. And I feel like, you know, me personally, I feel like if you put 10 people on a row, whichever one sticks out the most, even if because they're weird, because they're ugly, whichever one sticks out the most has a better chance at making it, like in this industry at least.
Right, uniqueness is what we need to go after. Too many people want to do what the next man do.
She was one of those. I had 10 women in the house. She just stuck out.
Yeah.
Now, no disrespect or anything, but why is she not getting her tooth fixed? Because now she wants that to be a part of like her image, or?
Well, she's young. You know, she just turned 21, so she's kind of in that in the moment stage of her life, you know, that every young person goes through, where they just living for the moment, living for the day, living for the night. And she's just not ready to make that commitment yet, because, you know, it's a lot that goes into it. Like, you gotta reconstruct your whole shit and put a screw up in there. And so I think she's really just scared of that process.
Okay.
But I think, you know, the more she matures and grows up, she's gonna be like, I'm ready. I'm not rushing her, you know. If she like it, or she wants to thug it out like that, who am I to tell her not to?
Right.
If anything, I think it's building more confidence.
Yeah, I mean,
what she's gonna need to be in the industry, because
it's organic, it's brave, it's honest, it's raw. I'm very excited about, and you know, you're saying she's just 21.
Yeah,
I'm very excited about what she has coming up and what's the future holds for her, because the lyrics, the melodies, the performance,
she's got it.
The crying, the acting, all of it.
Man. She's a star.
She's a
sure.
superstar.
She's a star, and all it takes, you know, just time and development to, you know, be a full superstar, not just a viral moment or like, you know, just an outcast.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what we're working on right now. Right now, she's an outcast and like a fucking she gets under my skin, but we working.
You know what? America loves happy endings, and they love watching people's transformations.
Exactly. That's
so
what it's
how
all
we see
about.
her now, when she comes out at the end, it's gonna be like, oh, remember that was the girl. Oh, and she sounds like that, like you know. So.
Yep. No, yeah. Right now, she's just in development. I'm just trying to teach her everything I was taught as far as experience.
Well, y'all off to a good start, man.
Appreciate that.
I want to thank you for your time and your energy and for coming and sitting with us for so long. You could have been anywhere in the world. You chose to be with us. I have one last question. What is next for Blueface?
What's next? I know I'm gonna have some more fights. Some more restaurants. Some more music. So right now I'm just trying to elevate everything that I'm already touching on, you know, as far as boxing, music, my restaurant, and my OnlyFans show. So right now, those 4 things is what's next. Just better, you know. Maybe a social network for the show. Maybe another restaurant. A better fight. Better album. That's all I got for the store.
Well, no doubt.
I've knocked everything off my bucket list
Already?
Awesome.
Yeah. So
At 24.
Yeah. For sure.
Sky's the limit, man. And we will be watching and supporting your growth and your journey. And
Appreciate
once again,
that,
thank
brother.
you. People's
you.
Party, Blueface. Thank you, bro.